I wanted to do a few examples of using summation symbol, a sigma, and it's a Greek letter sigma that looks like that. These examples are similar to the homework. So suppose I said that gave you a couple of x values. x1 is equal to 3.2. x2 is equal to 2.7. And x3 is equal to 5.6. Then you could be asked to do this. The sigma symbol means add them all up. So the sum of the x's is 3.2 plus 2.7 plus 5.6, and I'm going to use my calculator to do that. So I've got 3.2 plus 2.7 plus 5.6. Double check to make sure you didn't make a mistake. 11.5. Now they can have you multiply and add things a little bit. So here's another example. Suppose you were asked to add the sum of the two x's. Well, that 2 means multiply each of these guys by 2 and then add them up. So the sum of the two x's would be 2 times 3.2 plus 2 times 2.7 plus 2 times 5.6. And again, I'm going to do this on the calculator. I'm going to be careful not to make a mistake. 2 times 3.2 plus 2 times 2.7 plus 2 times 5.6. Looks okay. 23 exactly. Okay. They might also do something like this. Say the sum of 2 plus 1.3 times x. Well, now we're going to add 2 and multiply each x by 1.3 and add them up. This is 2 plus 1.3 times the first x, which is 3.2. 2 plus 1.3 times the second x, which is 2.7, plus 2 plus 1.3 times the third x, which is 5.6. We have to be very careful when entering this on the calculator. I'm going to clear that out. 2 plus 1.3 times 3.2 plus 2 plus 1.3 times 2.7 plus 2 plus 1.3 times 5.6. I'm checking. I hope that's correct. 20.95. Okay, now there's one more thing in this homework, which they label as a partial sum. And I'm going to jump right into an example. Suppose they ask you to add from I equals 1 to 4 of just I. Now notice the symbols on the top and bottom. The I equals 1 tells you where to start the sum. The number on the top tells you where to end the sum. And you go start with I equals 1, then add when I equals 2, add when I equals 3, add when I equals 4. And I'm just using I itself. So this is when I is 1, this is 1. And then when I is 2, when I is 3, and when I is 4, 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 is 10. I did that in my head. Please use your calculator. Now they can add something to this I. Here's another example. Suppose it said the sum from I equals 0 to 2 of, say, 3i. Well, notice how they started this with I equals 0 on the bottom here. So I'm going to start with I equals 0, and each of these gets multiplied by 3. So the first one, when I equals 0, is 3 times 0. Then I go to I equals 1, 3 times 1. And then I go to I equals 2, which is the last one because that's the top of this thing. 3 times 2, and when you add these up, this is 0. It's 3 plus 6 is 9. And they might make it a little bit more complicated, something like this, say I equals 1 to 3 of 1.2 plus 0.6i. So I'm going to start the sum when I equals 1. I'm going to go up to when I equals 3. So it's 1, whoops, it's 1.2 plus 0.6 times 1, and this corresponds to when I equals 1, plus 1.2 plus 0.6 times 2, and this corresponds to when I equals 2, and then I have to go up to 3, 1.2 plus 0.6 times 3, and now I'm going to carefully put that into the calculator, clear that out, 1.2 plus 0.6 times 1 plus 1.2 times 0.6 times 2 plus 1.2 plus 0.6 times 3, double checking to make sure I didn't make a mistake. Maybe I did. Anyway, it comes at 6.24.